Alright, I'm recording. I borrowed the GoPro from work. And as you can see, right there is work. So, it's kind of dark, but hopefully this will work. You're still recording, right? Yes. Alright, awesome. How much time do I have on here? I can't tell. Is that 34 minutes? It's not very long. It's about an hour and 34 minutes. I can't see the camera. There we go. 2 hours. Alright. Don't make the whole ride home. It's gonna be a long video. And I might just be driving here silently, but I'm sure people will still watch it. I wonder how well this is gonna work. Alright. I should just make this not monetized and have the radio playing. Although if I do that, then, you know, someone could come along and tell me to delete my video or change the music or whatever. So yeah, it's a vlog. A classy vlog. Right now, you are mounted to the headrest area of the passenger seat. So, and the GoPro has a crazy wide angle. I can't speak. I don't know why I'm doing this. GoPro has a crazy wide angle, so you can see everything that's going on if you can see out into the dark right now. I don't know how dark this is going to be, or how bright, or whatever, or how shaky. I hope that it takes some of that shake out. You can see right here, this is a Benny flashlight. Not really Benny, but just a blue classic space guy. I actually got that off of Chris. You know, clutch, bricks on a dollar clutch. Probably a year ago now, or more than a year ago. I've known him for over a year, which is crazy. I'm sure I've told the story of how I fell into my job and all of that a lot, but it's still a crazy story. Yeah. Anyway, I hope this works. Can you see the blue and the red flashing, like against me at all? I wish GoPro had like a night vision. That'd be crazy. Old Sony Handycams had that. I wonder how much you got of the outside you can see right now. I'm gonna connect with the work iPod. All right, there we go. I should turn the volume down on this so you can't hear anything. There we go. All right, so this is what you guys can see. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. It looks kind of cool. You can see from back behind me all the way wrapped around to pretty much that side of the windshield. Not bad. All right. I may end up buying my own GoPro after this and not borrowing the work one. Although, I don't think Chad would really mind me borrowing the work one. As long as it's there whenever we need it and empty. Green light. But I have, how long of a drive? 50 minutes until I'm home. Usually, I'm leaving work late tonight because Jess, my wife, had to work late as well. So I also came in late because I had other things to do this morning. So I stayed up late and worked the full day and, you know, all that fun stuff. Oh, excuse me. Green light. I wonder how much more interesting this would be. How much more you could see in the daytime. Chris actually made the suggestion that made the suggestion that I mount the GoPro to my steering wheel, and that way it just kind of like spins around as I'm driving. I don't know how much that would work, and if I got in an accident, I don't want the GoPro ending up in my face. That'd be really bad. kind of drive like a-holes. Speed limit on this road is 45. Right now I'm doing 50, so I am speeding. Barely. But there are people passing me. But yeah, usually this trip takes me, well, when I leave normally at night, it could be up to an hour and a half. Apparently, Obama is in Philly today, and they're going to be closing I-95, which is, you know, a main highway, which I take every day, twice a day. They closed it earlier at 6:15 because he was coming from the airport, and supposedly at 8:30 they're closing it again because he's going back to the airport. Right now, my phone says I'm going to be home at 8:38. So we're going to see if I get into any trouble. If you know, watch that long, then that's great, I guess. I mean, you can have this on as background, but I don't know why you would want to. I don't find myself that interesting, although you may. But yeah, so I may have to deal with a closed highway and a way around it, which there's plenty of bridges over the Delaware River to Jersey that I can take, but I don't know exactly where from where it's going to be closed off. I just know it's going to be airport north-ish, but I don't know how far north. And that's going to affect Jess too. She's getting out of work at 9 o'clock. So depending on how long it's closed, she might have to deal with it. Wonder if she even knows about it. Oh, I really wish I had music right now. Oh well. Green light, that means go. Come on, people. Padiddle. Right there, padiddle. If you don't know what a padiddle is, that is when somebody has only a single headlight, and it's a game. You know, you can score it if you want. There's other ways to play it, which are not children appropriate. I'll just leave it there. If any of the adults watching this video want to comment, you're more than free. It's a free country, but I'm not going to say, because children may be present. I kind of want to start doing videos again, but I have no idea what to do them about, because I am not really buying much. I don't really have anywhere to build. I'm not building much. And yeah, so there's not really much Lego news going on in my life. Which is why I haven't really been posting videos. I haven't been very motivated to make any videos. I bought some poster board because I was going to make like old school like title card type of things. Like they used to have, like, you know, silent films. They would put up the title card of whatever the movie was, and then in between scenes they would, like, you know, instead of sound it would just say things, and I was going to have just that instead of, you know, editing. But I didn't even do that. I was going to do that for the last haul video that I did over a month ago in December. I even bought Lego since then. Jess and I went back down to Disney in January for what was supposed to be our original honeymoon, and went back to downtown Disney and picked up a couple of the sets that came out beginning of January. Got a complete Series 13, and I didn't share that with any of you unless you're on my Instagram. I posted a picture on Instagram of that stuff, and every once in a while I'll post something else. I have this whole idea of, it's not really a city, but a long-term build that I want to do. It's inspired by, I don't know if you guys have seen it, I'm sure you have heard Clutch talk about it, but the Brolug, they do crazy collaborative builds. They had one called Cyberpocalypse, which was this big tower, and had like kind of like a marshy, nasty green water underneath with like a ship sailing in it, and it's really freaking cool. I kind of want to have like my own spin-off of that for my own long-term build. It's not really a city. It kind of is, but it's more like a vertical type of thing. That way it takes up less space. But it still can look really cool. I'd probably start building it out, building it on like shelves, and having like, because it's going to be kind of like a tiered thing, where it's going to be like layers. Start building it that way, and there's going to be different like different groups of people depending on whatever layer they're on. I have this whole layout in my mind, but I don't really want to give it away that much until I actually start building it. I just think it's going to be really cool, and I hope it's really cool. I hope other people enjoy it, and I hope I have the skill enough to build what I want to. But one plus is every once in a while I'll screw around at work and build something random, and I'll actually get some praises from Carter, which is kind of cool, because I consider him a decent builder, and I don't know if he's actually going to watch this or not. He probably won't. He's never really on YouTube. He's on it kind of in the BBC videos, but he doesn't really watch any of you guys. Sorry if that's a big bummer, but yeah. But getting a little bit of praises from him is kind of cool. And from Mark, who I don't know if you guys know at all, but he has another brickling store. Actually, I think my last video, the whole video back in December, I think I left a link to his brickling store in that if you want to go check that out. I really wish I could do this live. If somehow I could have the GoPro feed through the iPhone to YouTube, but I don't know if that's actually a thing that can happen. If I could live stream while I was driving, that'd be crazy. I wouldn't be reading comments, that's for sure, because, I'm paying attention to driving. Which I'm actually doing right now as I'm speaking, but I feel myself paying more attention to speaking than I am actually driving. Which I'm talking a lot for my own personal self right now. I'm usually a quiet guy in the corner. But freaking dump truck up there throwing gravel or dirt or whatever on the road. I don't want to pass it. But yeah, so it's good to know that my skill is a little bit better than some. Looks like I'm kind of getting close to the cars over there, but that's because of the big dump truck to my right. I don't know if you guys can hear it. He was kind of throwing gravel or dirt or something all over the place, and this car has enough chips and scrapes and everything. From where I'm sitting, I can see at least half a dozen chips in the windshield. One kind of big one right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah. If anything actually ever cracks the windshield, I'll replace it, but just chips, that's fine. That one would not pass PA inspection, but New Jersey doesn't have any type of safety inspection. They only have emissions, so I'm good to go. Anyway, back to my build. Back to what I want to build. It's going to be sci-fi. Their asshole passing me. I was going to get over to the right. Sorry, I actually said the word that time. Alright, maybe my videos aren't going to be very child pleasant. Child pleasant? That's not right. Anyway, my build. It's going to be more sci-fi than, town or city or whatever you want to say. It's not going to be really realistic, but it is a future possibility, I guess you could say. And if I ever decide to build anything outside of that realm of what my main build is going to be, then I'll have separate displays. My ideal situation would be in a couple years, Jess and I move out of the apartment that we're in and into probably a condo or a townhouse or something with a basement, and I can claim part of the basement as my own, where I can set up my Lego area. One side would be, the workstation. So I'd have like the workstation, like the entrance. This is just all vision in my head. Entrance is like here, workstation is on the back wall. Then on the right wall, it could be, shelves with current sets or whatever that are built that I like, that are displayed for a little bit. And then on the left side is all my mocks and my long-term build and stuff like that. Eventually I want my whole long-term build brick built, but I'm going to start out with shelves to space everything out how I want it. And then this guy, the one right in front of me braking right now, he's the one that just keeps speeding up, passing me, and then getting right back behind me somehow. I hate crappy drivers. They really need to go away. Anyway, I plan on having, you know, some stock sets set up. I'll probably always keep my modulars together. If I really want some parts in one of them, I'll just buy a second one or a third one or whatever. I'm not going to go as crazy as you know, Bricks for Chris does and end up buying 4 detective offices. That's just crazy. No, I'll probably just have a like one big shelf with a whole bunch of modulars and a bunch of other shelves with current sets, and whenever I get tired of something, I'll replace it with something new and put it in my collection of parts. My ideal organization would be like stack-ons or some other kind of drawer type organizer and bins, with, like, you know, split up to elements, not complete one lot, one drawer type of thing like a Bricklink store could be, but like slopes and tiles and modified tiles and plates and bricks and that kind of stuff individually organized, and then down to like a 1x2 plate would be with all of the other colors of the 1x2 plates that I have, and I would just have to dig, and if I didn't find it, I'd order whatever I needed on Bricklink. But I would have it that way, and then I would also have a regular reoccurring of broken up parts, like getting used lots of things, and just because I feel like, especially building at work, Carter is a great builder, but he's not a very organized builder. He actually we have like baby pools filled with Lego that he just kind of sifts through, and most of the stuff is organized by color, but there is some stuff that's still kind of like mixed. But it's just in a baby pool. It's not organized at all. But when you have it like that, you can start to dig and like find a couple interesting parts and put them together and kind of start building something, and then work off of that. And I really enjoy that, and I don't know if I can actually build with a complete organized like collection, because I just kind of grab a part and then try to think of something to build, and like I don't know, it's a little bit more I don't know how to describe it exactly. I wouldn't say, like, I want to say organic, but that's not right at all. English is not one of my strong suits. Never has been. I hated writing all through school. I don't know. I just kind of hate that. But no, I've always been math. I have a really, really mechanically inclined brain. That's why I worked on cars before I, did the whole Lego thing. And that's why I have some interesting technique. At work, I want to get some just like floating shelves on the wall around my desk just to display a whole crap load of Technic. I don't think I'd be any good at Technic builds or anything like that. I mean, maybe, but I don't think I could actually. I don't think I have an engineering brain. I think I can just take things apart and put them back together and understand how they work, but not, design something to work. I can solve some problems, but some are still out of my realm. I don't have. I think you kind of need schooling for that. But if I went back and did the last 20 years over again, I'd probably end up in school for engineering. But that's a different story. So yeah, every time I kind of start to build in the brick at work, I end up building some kind of weird spaceship or thing. Today I built a bug though, a little buggy, like not a Volkswagen bug, but an actual like cartoony looking, kind of like a ladybug looking thing. But that's for a different project at work. Which, I don't know if that's actually been talked about at all yet. Chris might have talked about it on his channel. Honestly, I haven't watched anybody's videos in the past month and a half. My life is quite busy right now. Especially with the baby coming and an hour commute each way plus. Like I said, it can take me an hour and a half to get home at night, depending on when I leave work. I can leave work anywhere between 5 and 5:30, and I usually get home at 7. Or I can leave work at 6 and get home at 7. So Mountain Dew is not good for a throat. I really should have brought water with me. It is still filming though, so that's kind of cool. I wonder how many people are actually watching. Are you still watching? I can't even see the camera in my rear view. It's down a little low. I've been talking for a while. About nothing. It's easily the longest I've talked in a really long time. Guess I just found the right subject to talk about. Lego. Hey, what about that? Oh. I didn't actually do any type of haul video. I don't know if I'm going to, but I want to thank Team Expert Notes for sending me a sig fig. He sent Chad, Chris's Clutch, and I sig figs. I think he sent one for Alex too. Sacker, as you guys know. But he sent us all sig figs at work. I'd like to thank him for that. It's pretty cool. I don't really have very many people's sig figs, and the ones that I do have are still packed away right now. Because my Lego collection is everywhere in the apartment and disorganized, and not everywhere like loose, but still packed in a couple boxes. Or I was kind of halfway through sorting from store to building collection, which once I actually have a space to build, I'll probably just end up dumping everything and then reorganizing it from there. So I don't know where I left off or whatever. I was trying to catalog everything that I had too, which was just kind of seems like a waste of time. Because then once I build something, I have to make note of where it is. And like, yeah, it's just too much. Too much. So after that whole drive, I am finally getting onto 95, which from here it says it's going to be 28 minutes to home, which is about right. New Mini. Taillights are so big. Usually if there's traffic, right now it's probably say I had 45 minutes to get home, if not longer. It's all highway from here pretty much to home, but it just gets so congested. I hope you guys can still see things. I mean, imagine you can, like the reflection of people's headlights in the mirror on my face, and all this light up here. say that I'm not a big fan of it. It looks like you're supposed to play with it, but it's a $350 set. It's way overpriced. The thing, like, I don't know, there's too many studs on the outside. Like, it doesn't look like it's, like, finished. It just doesn't look right to me. I mean, the little statues that they used as figs is pretty cool. Like, I mean, they're really cool looking, and I'd love to get the Captain America fig that's in there, and the little I don't know the names. I'm not really much into superheroes, but I still think that the figs in that are really cool, and they're going to be crazy desirable. But I feel like no one's really going to buy that set. It's $350 for less than 3,000 pieces. Usually, like the Tower Bridge is 4,200 pieces, and it's a $280 set. When you get up to that piece count, usually the price is lower than 10 cents a piece. This one's higher. I don't know if that's because of the license or if that's because of the extra printing on the big plates and the little minifig thing, like the mini figs and any of that stuff. I don't know. It just really doesn't appeal to me at all. And for $350, they could have included the power functions. I don't know if any of you guys watched the designer video of it yet, but Lego posted that. They could have included power functions. Like, it's just a little hand crank and it makes a little fan spin. I mean, that's cool, but I don't know. I just feel like they could have done more to it. Yes, it's depicting something that is huge, and to scale it down to a Lego scale is cool, but I feel like it could have looked better. No, that's just my opinion. So other than that, let's see what else. The German, I forget where, the Nuremberg Toy Fair, is that where it is? There is a Technic set. It's a Mercedes something, but it's like got 4 axles. It's got 8 wheels total. The front 2 steer, or the front 4 steer rather. It has pneumatics for like the crane piece that's inside. That's really cool. I kind of want to get that set. Also, there's a Technic motorcycle that came out in January. It's on sale over in Europe, but I don't think it made it to the US yet. That it's a sport bike. The main build is a sport bike. First off, the chain is on the outside of the AR, which is not how bikes are. Granted, it's a Lego model, but still, that's not how bikes are. It looks stupid. But the B model looks freaking awesome. It has, I forget how to describe the fork, but the front suspension is really cool. Like, the whole look of the bike is awesome. It also has the chain on the outside, which, again, I think is stupid, but that build looks so cool. I definitely want to pick that one up when it becomes available in the US. It's snowing a little bit, or sleeting, or whatever. I don't know if you guys can hear it on my windshield. You're not going to be able to see it though, because it's down by the headlights. But that motorcycle is definitely going to end up on my shelf at work. I have some of the parts for the Unimog at work, because we got that through one of our outlets, getting all the stuff. I don't know if any of that's been disclosed to you guys, so I'm not going to do any of that. But I have some of the parts for a Unimog, and I kind of want to piece that whole thing together, because that's just a really cool looking truck, and they're kind of expensive. So yeah, I want to piece one of those together. Another Technic set I want is the Arctic Crawler thing that just came out in January. That thing's kind of crazy looking, with the 4 sets of tracks. There's some other ones that look cool too. And I'm not really into the construction ones that much. Oh, I got some burps. I mean, mechanically they're really cool and how some of them work, but not completely interested. Swamp Police. I kind of like the Swamp Police sets. There was one in particular I want to talk about, but the tracked truck thing. I think it's in like the largest set or the second largest set, but it has tracks instead of the rear wheels. That's pretty cool. I like that one. Really, guy? I'm doing 65. He's flying. And he has like, it looks like metal studs sticking out of the back of the truck, but they're like sticking out like 6 feet out of the back of the truck. Again, stupid drivers. It's kind of a rare car. So there's a brand new Mini in front of me with the stupid big taillights that I hate. They're way too oversized. I'm gonna get over here. Now in front of me, there's another Mini, which is the hardtop coupe. It's kind of weird looking, but I kind of like them. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but I worked in a Mini dealership as a tech for a little bit, so I drove a lot of the Minis, and I feel like the hardtop coupe, like the one that's in front of me right now, is, except that's not even an S, that's a normal one, is one of the most like tight suspension and body wise. It is a giant hatch in the back, like it's a giant hatchback, but so there is some flex there, but I feel like if you brace it across the strut tops, it would take care of that nicely. You guys aren't going to be able to see it because it's mainly over that side, but in front of me now is the city skyline. I don't know how much of it you guys can see because you can only probably see it to like over here. If I do end up getting my own GoPro, I wonder if I can find a used GoPro 3 now, 3 Plus now for cheaper. Because I do this regularly. That's kind of a long video, and I might run out of stuff to talk about in the long term because I kind of end now. I'm talking about the camera, but it might be interesting, you know, post the camera up at different angles so you can see different things in my drive. You'd probably learn my drive by the time I'm done. Oh, it has a stupid bumper thing. You're not supposed to leave that thing on your car all the time. The Mini hardtop has has one of the bumper buddy whatever things that hang out of the trunk, so that the bumper isn't scuffed up when people are parallel parking. But you're not supposed to leave it hanging out of the back of your car. Going down the highway when it's going like this, it's rubbing your bumper. That's like, I don't know how many you kids would remember this, but back in the 90s, people would put bras on their cars. It's like a leather front that goes in the front of the car. Hey Porsche, you want to get in your own lane? Yeah, I'm trying to use this one, thanks. But you put it on the front of the car to protect against stones, really, is the only thing. Because if you leave it on in the rain and the snow and salt gets in there, or you leave it on long term, stuff would get in between that and just scratch the crap out of the paint of the car. I've seen a few cars where the front end is ruined because of bras. I did say bra. No cop sitting there, a liar. So I use this app called Waze on my phone, which is my nav, which at any point, if I saw a car on the side of the road, I can report it, and everybody that would be behind me can see So you can also report police that are sitting there, which is awesome. And apparently, I forget where, but police are complaining that people are doing this to warn other drivers. It's, you know, whatever, free country. But you can also warn of accidents or debris in the road, or, you know, any type of hazard. So it's a really useful tool for commuting. So I enjoy it. It's like probably like 3 miles ahead. It says there's also a cop sitting on the side of the road up here too, which they're very well good to. So I'm pretty sure that this would be the part that's going to be closed for Obama to come through. But it's not closed yet, so I'm good. Ooh, old Land Cruiser. Really bumpy ride in that Land Cruiser, but still. Oh yeah, it looks like they might be closing stuff off already. They're starting to. At least checking stuff out. Cop sitting right there. Wow. Pennsylvania State Trooper Dodge Magnum. That's the first I've seen of that. That was kind of cool. Another one sitting up here. Yeah, they're getting ready. It's almost 8:30. Another one sitting over here. They're definitely getting ready. Thanks, Obama. But at least I'm making it through. They're going to have this closed from here all the way to the airport. That's a big chunk of the highway. There's also a Flyers game tonight. I mean, that started at 7 though. But when they closed it at 6:15, all those people were blocked off. There's like some kind of like SWAT looking van behind me with its hazards on, driving slow. Dips down a little bit along like Penn's Landing and at the end of South Street and stuff. Kind of wanted to snow more. I like snow. To me, the winter should be cold and there should be snow on the ground from late November, mid to late November to mid to late March. These troopers sitting everywhere. Can't close off the Walt Whitman. It does go over 95 right here. But you can't stop. Camden is up over there. The Ben Franklin's over in the distance. I'll have to try and do this later in the year when it's actually light out so I can actually see stuff. Not the camera facing forward so you can kind of see what I'm saying instead of just seeing me. Hi! I'm tired. Go home, make dinner. Probably gonna make some tacos tonight, even though it's not Tuesday, it's Thursday. That way Jess can come home to some warm food. Is that a lower 3 Series? A little bouncy. Try sitting on coils. Or chop springs. Stupid kids. It's a 4-door. What are you doing lowering a 4-door? She didn't look like she knew what she was driving. I always find that funny when it's like an older woman. Most likely, like, you know, I don't know how they get the cars, but like, it'll be some like Civic or Accord or that BMW or a Volkswagen where it was, excuse me, where it was obviously like some young enthusiast that owned it before that person did. Obviously, they didn't do the modifications that are done to it, but they're still done to it. They probably like bought it off some used car dealership or something. I always find those cars funny. Not what you expect to see driving the car is driving the car. Not who you expect to see driving the car is driving the car. That makes more sense. Almost home. Got 8 minutes. This whole area right here is under construction. About a little over a year ago, actually. A little long time ago. Maybe not that long ago. No, actually, yeah. Longer than that. Or about a year and a half ago. I had a flat tire up on the other side of a bridge that we're going to go over. I had to stop and change it. And at the time, they were just beginning the construction here. I talked to one of the guys because they were pulling the machinery out of like a little like storage area, I guess, of like what they were doing and stuff. And he said that they had I think he said 8-year contract for this. It's basically one intersection of, there's 1, 2, 3 highways that merge here. Right now I'm on 76, which after all of the bridges and everything turns into 42, which goes to, turns to 42, and then eventually Atlantic City Expressway blocks off, or branches off of that. But, like, this right here is now going to go into 295, which is where I'm going. But this it's all under construction right now. You really can't see anything. They're not working right now. They usually have bright lights on everywhere. But they're redoing this whole thing, and they have an 8-year contract. That was a year and a half ago. So there's still 6.5 years of this. Which is insane. But, just down 42, 55 branches off, and 55 and 42 are always crazy backed up in the morning. Every morning they're mentioned on the traffic, but yeah, and usually 295 on my way in, depending on when I leave, can be backed up. But my hours are kind of changing, and I'm going to be going in when I can from 10 to 6. That way I miss all the traffic in the morning, and at night it's less traffic going home as well. Unless it's summer and it's a Friday, then I have to deal with short traffic. which is easier. But alright. Getting off the highway now. And I am less than 2 miles from where I live. When I have a car that's not on, you know, off-road tires like this thing is right now, I can go around this off-ramp a little bit faster. It can be fun. But in this thing, it doesn't take corners very well with really tall sidewalls and tires that are ready to go off-road, not, you know, handle corners. Gas right now is so cheap. That sign right there, that you can kind of see, this is $1.79 for regular. That is awesome. I have not seen prices that low since I was in high school, and I'm pretty sure that they weren't even that low when I started driving. The lowest I personally remembered when I was in high school was $1.99. And I remember that because I had an 83 Volkswagen Rabbit that had a 10-gallon tank, and it would take me 20 bucks to fill it. I miss that car. That was a nice car. It was a base, it was an 83 Rabbit L. It only had a 3-speed manual transmission with an overdrive. And it had a radio, but it only had one speaker in the middle of the dash. And then it had a sunroof. And like, the sunroof and the speaker in the dash were the only options. It didn't have air conditioning. It had a 1.7 liter 4-cylinder. The engine was tiny, but that car was still, it was in really good condition when I got it. The interior of that thing was amazing. But, you know, being stupid in high school, I slid in the rain into the back of a car. Hi, yeah, just pull out in front of me. Slid into the back of a Isuzu Trooper in the rain. The rear bumper of the Isuzu Trooper took out the headlights and grille of my car. It sucked. Wait, that's not my. We didn't leave any lights on for the cats? Oops. Oh well. Hey, I got mail. Alright. But now that you guys know how to get to my house and work, nobody stalk me, please. That'd be great. But yeah, I'm home. Go in, load this on the computer, possibly post it up tonight. If not, it'll be posted up tomorrow. Anyway, that's my commute, and that was a 50-minute long video. Almost exactly 50 minutes. There's actually a little counter on the GoPro. But let me turn the iPod on so I can see the preview or the post view. Post view. Still starting preview. Come on, connect. Wi-Fi lost. Okay. Connect your camera. No, it's already connected. Wi-Fi's turned on. Let's go into settings. Says it's connected to your GoPro. Go into this. Says it's searching for the GoPro. Connect your camera. Camera's already connected. I don't know what happened. Oh, I can always push a button right here. Alright, see you guys. Thanks for watching.